Hi guys, this is Mr. Chanda here, and what I'm going to do is make a model of this Duracell torch out of extruded polystyrene foam. Um, so you can see this has been cut on the bandsaw. It's got some rough edges and so forth, and first thing first, I want to get rid of all this horrible edges and get a nice smooth surface to work with. Okay, so that will be your stage one. First, get yourself a sanding block and take care as you sand this, because it's a very soft material and you don't want to overwork it. I'll just elaborate on how soft this material is. If I do just that, whoops a daisy, it breaks as well. If I just do that, you can see I create a dent in there quite easily. So just be very gentle with this material, so you don't need to sand it too hard. Yeah, so you can see that all squashes up. You can see that. Right, so first things first, get this nice and smooth and something to work with. Okay? Okay guys, I'm back. So I've got the parts all nice and cleaned up. Yeah, didn't take that long, but care obviously is taken. And right now what I'm going to do is find a true edge to work from. So using tri-square, yes, we use tools. And yes, if you can just see it there, that's not that bad. It's just slight tolerance there. Yeah, and I'll try to find the best one. I think probably this side's going to be better. That's super. I'm happy with that. Right, so that's the side I'm going to work with. Right, so what I'm going to do now is mark out the radiuses. Now, as you see, I did note that this was a certain angles there, and it's got a flat edge there, so you can measure it. You can spring if you want to. Yeah, that's if you've got measurements and your drawing is 1:1 scale. Or you can just simply work in Mantaraya. Right. Okay, sorry. Lost my track there. And, yep. There we go. That's all. Right. So, let's get these done. And now when you put marks on this, just be very gentle. You do not want to scribe into this material so hard that you cannot raise it when you sand it down further. Just nice and gentle, yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I'm deciding. The back I'm not going to be too worried about. So I'm just take this lines to the top. And so here. Now what this does. Oopsie daisy. Let's do this again. So that's what I got now. Okay. And what I'm going to do here as well, just makes it life easier. Just, I can see that if this work is going in the direction that I want it to, I make sure that it matches up the drawings or the image that I've scribed onto the actual material. So there we go. So I've done that on the bottom and on the top. You can see I didn't carry through the back, and that's the true surface because I've allowed the lines to go right to the edge there. So I know that's base. That's where it's going to be standing. That's the front. Okay, so now to get those radius put in and get this almost finished. So stage 2, add the radius with a sanding block, which is one of these, and a sandpaper, something like that. Okay, so I'll just go and do that and I'll be back in a moment. Okay guys, I'm back. So what I've got now is I've got the radiuses. I see it's running across there, and trying to keep the transition between that curvature and that curvature equal, so it's consistent. So that's that done. Right. That's once again still the front, and that's the top. So that's the 90 degrees there, that side. Right, so what I'm going to do now is probably start working on the next part is just getting the head bit done. So I'm just going to take the top part off and get that done, then curve the edges, and that should be the job done. So first things first, since that's our true surface here, I'm just going to run and get this correct. So maybe I should have done this at an earlier stage, but anywho, not all the starch lost. So that's there, and I'm just going to make a judgment call on this. Just around, say here. Right. So that's what I'm going to do. It's clean that up, so that's all waste, and then just chop that up and try to keep that nice and clean. So all you need to do is, you can use a simple saw, thin blade the better, because of the distance between the two, and just keep that all lined up. So the other thing I probably want to do is make sure that I don't have this running in a strange. So there we go. And that's where it should run. So the blade should run on this axis. Right, I'll get that bit done and I'll be back. Hi guys, right, I'm back. So what I got done is the two pieces. I sanded that bit down, so they're a bit more flush, and I believe the top part is looking a bit, well, I should have had it a bit wider than that, but hey ho, it's not a biggie. Right, the next stage, I can put this away for the time being and get on with this. So now what I need to have is what we call a template, a circle template. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do now is use a circular template to make the curve. So what I'm going to do, just to make my life easy, is find the center. So I assume it's just around there. Also run that on the back and the side here as well. Yeah, there we go, job done. Right, and now what I'm going to do is get the circle which fits the best. Now what you'll see is the edges here, so I'm just going to line those up. So it's very straightforward. In fact, maybe kind of push it to the 18, 17 probably. Yeah, 17 will work for me. I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to go full circle here, and maybe so 3/4. There we go. Oops, daisy. That's way off. So let's do that again. Keep to the edge of that. So let's do this again. Minor detail. There we go. Yep, that's towards the edge. Section down. Three-quarters. There you go. Super. That's a better one than that. That's sort of missing off. But anyway, we got the idea. So let's go back to our model and see what's happening. So the top part, we can actually curve that, but the bottom part here we need to chip away. So let's get those lines in there and let's get the whole thing up and running. So what I'm going to do is put the lines here, nice and gentle. Yeah, and that's what I'll keep in the centre there. Yeah, that'll go there. Right, super. Right, the other thing I'm going to do whilst I'm up here is get this line. So the closest here. Use a ruler if you want. Just need a rough idea where this is going to go. This should match up with this in theory. So it is going to be slightly offset. It's not 100% in the right place, so that's what I got. Yep. So I'm going to curve that. That can be curved. Same with that. Match those two up, and then yeah, I think I'll run this line across here. There we go. There we go. And also the center line. So where this top meets and that point meets center, yeah. You just don't want the lines to run across from there. That's roughly around there. Yep. Okay. So what I want to do first, curve that off. Right. Chop these out. Matter of fact, I should get these done properly as well. So run the line here.
The wires came out and I don't know how to put it back in.
So we're back. So what I've got done is I've chopped that part off. Chop that. Put the curves on. Chop those end bits off here, which is like that. And then there's several different methods. What I've decided to do is just chop the piece off and then make a cavity here and then put it back together again. So that's the plan. That's, you can see the bandsaw sort of caught on there, minor detail. I'll sand that down. So one thing I've done is not put radius on that, because I know when I chop this there'll be certain millimeters missing, and therefore I'll need to adjust that again. So that will be adjusted. You can see it's offset now, so I need to take that down a bit further and then call it a day. So let's get that bit done. Right, so what I did was cut that piece off, sand that down, then join together, place this together, round the edges off, and well, that's it. Basically, it's done and dusted. So if we compare it, that there you go. So that's out of the black foam. Same thing here, Styofoam. Okay. So we got the two here, and then you got my own design, which is there you go. Okay, so 3 different sizes, and that's basically happy modelling. Right, ciao.